What's up, folks? It's Brian from Weird World War II, wearing the same shirt I fucking wore last night, and maybe even the night before. Damn. Tells you how weird it gets over here, guys. Woo! And stinky. No, I washed it. I think. Maybe. I don't fucking remember. I am the one. I'm one of those guys that like will take a shower, right, and like put on a dirty shirt because it feels nice. And you're like, whoa, that thing kind of stinks. Kind of stinks. Call me crazy. Call me weird. That's me. So a little divergence off of Weird War II. So I've been watching. So I'm a historian. I got a degree in history. Um, and seeing the previews for that Napoleon movie, it's Ridley Scott. It's not going to be perfectly accurate, which is fine. That's fine. But Braveheart was cool. Not Braveheart, but oh shit, Gladiator was cool. It wasn't realistic, but it was still cool. But I hear that this Napoleon is just shit dumpster fire. So, which I was kind of expecting, but you got your guys that are like, the war gamers and the historians are always going to be rough on a historical flick, but I guess this is pretty exceptionally bad. So, shit, man. Oh, you know how that is, guys. And a lot of these guys are historians or amateur historians or armchair generals and all that shit. So they've read lots of books and they campaigned a game out and all that. So I enjoy listening to their critiques about these kind of movies because it's I'm not although I studied all that shit, I don't that's not really my time period. I don't play it, and it's been a long time since I've actually studied or read up on the Napoleonic era in the Napoleonic Wars, I should say. So I don't really have a dog in this hunt, but again, I am a historian. I enjoy watching other historians just rip it to shreds. It's great. Fantabulous. Ooh, let's see what this color this guy. So I just did my shit on my table video. If you guys want to check that out. It is black. I'm about to do the Totenmeister, the Blut Cruise Corpse Experiment. He's a zombie. You know what this is? So this is the guy I'm working on. He's basically, of course, my camera blew. But let's see if I can get that thing to work. So he's basically like this guy. He's got a gas mask on. He's got one of those giant hands on him. And does he have a hand? This one doesn't even have a hand on it. Of course, this is a 3D printed one, so I might have just forgotten to print it. No, it's like a whatever. What's he do? Damn. He's got some sort of, I don't know what he does. He has some sort of attack. This 4. He's got some sort of, I don't know what he does. He has some sort of attack. This 4 attacks with 1 damage each success. So whatever kind of mystical shit he's throwing out. This is even against super heavy tanks and stuff. So it must be some sort of power weapon type of thing. So there you go. So Dust Tactics is a lot. It plays like it's pretty much a board game, guys. It's a miniature board game. So, some people are like, that's kind of weird or whatever. If you're a war gamer, it is what it is. It's very simplistic and it's, but it's fun. It's, and plus the girls like it. So, you do what sometimes you take one for the team and you play something you don't necessarily like, I'm into like crunchy you know, military combat, you know, almost simulation kind of shit on my tabletop. But again, it's nice to just kind of throw top. But again, it's nice to just kind of throw down a quick, hour game or whatever. It's a beer and pretzel, definitely. Now, they did a version called Warfare, which is like kind of like a. It's kind of like a. It kind of modifies the board game's rules to like play like a more traditional tabletop like miniature game. So if so you can use your dust shit in more of a traditional tabletop setting without the grids and all that stuff. So I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that. When we get to it, we will get to that that game. There's only so many fucking hours in the day, and I gotta paint. I'm trying to paint up all the figures for this wave of dust. So when I get that done, like usually dust is kind of like our center that we go to. We'll play dust because I think it's like 8 missions. So there's 8 battle reports right there, and then you go to something else after that. We might do something different to just break it up. So, but yeah. So Shadow did a video. He was reviewing a Ravenloft module, and it has a Rakshasa on the cover. Rakshasa. Those things are always pretty cool. They're always pretty tough too. Like in my experiences playing against them, they're pretty brutal if you're low level, especially. And Shadow, being the expert he is, he kind of tells you the best way to take him out in this video. So if you don't want to know how to destroy a Rakshasa, do not watch that video. But now go watch it. It's cool. But I remember my first encounter with a Rakshasa was on a TV show called Kolchak the Night Stalker. And like, I'm talking to you guys like you've never fucking heard of that show. All you guys know of Kolchak. It's epic. If you don't, go buy it. Find the DVD and buy it and live by it and love it because it is like epic. I have the DVD box set and all the movies, and it's great. It's like a precursor. I guess the X-Files kind of claim to say that, X-Files is basically, that show was a big inspiration, I should say, of Chris Carter's when he was a kid, and like his idea of like how to go down that path. So that's cool, right? Shit. What is that? I should do a different color right there. But yeah, it's an epic show. Moonstone. I think Moonstone is a publishing company, and they made several like graphic novels. Stone is a publishing company, and they made several like graphic novels of some Kolchak stuff, kind of sticking them in more of a modern. Oh, is that white? Oh, that's white. Oh, okay. Shit. I guess I put white on. Okay, the white. Those are white tipped. Okay. Yeah, so they they did some graphic novels. There's a really good one. There's one like something called Fever. That one's really good. That was a really, really good one. Some of them are just kind of like novels. They did one of kind of like Innsmouth, but in the Kolchak, in the Kolchak universe. So that was a good one. I enjoyed that one too. But yeah, that's some good shit. If you ever get a chance to check any of that stuff out, definitely do it because great stuff. I guess Shadow's maybe hosting a advanced D&D game. I have not played advanced D&D since I was like a teenager, I think. So it's going to be a learning curve on that thing. It's been a while. I remember like the armor class thing was like reversed from like what it is like today. It's like the smaller the armor class is better. I think that the smaller the armor class, the better. I just remember that. At one of the cons I go to every year, some guys were playing it, and I forgot about that shit. It was crazy. I'm like, man, I have not thought about. Yeah, that's great. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Try to make all my shit uniform, you know. I'm like that. I'm an OCD kind of guy. It's like, dude, I gotta make them uniform. If it's a military, unit, they need to be in a uniformed, manner. They need to be in a uniformed, manner. It's just my brain doing what it does best. Be weird. So I watched a movie. I think it might have been yesterday. No, it was today. It was early this morning. Woke up early. When Mel works nights, I don't sleep very well because I miss my girl. I love her to death, and it's I want her around. And when she's not around, I'm sad. I'm not really like obsessive like that, but if you're married or you got yourself a partner or whatever, you know how it is. You like sleeping next to your lovers. I swear to God, this flamethrower on this dude looks like a penis. Look at this thing. It's like, come here, I got something for you. Jesus, I mean, it's like a penis. It's not. Jeez, it's like an uncircumcised penis. It's just like that. Paulo is European, so go figure. But yeah, you never know where my brain's gonna take you. I had not the dog on this person or whatever, but like we had a live feed last week, and someone had in the comments had say, "Could you please stop cussing?" Right, and politely being polite because I'm a nice guy. I'm a polite guy. I don't rage on anybody if it's not necessary. And I said, look, I mean, if that's, if you have a problem with that, this isn't probably the live chat, you want to watch. And it's true. I'm just being honest with them. Again, I don't berate them or belittle them, I just let them know the truth. If you have, a problem with cursing, this isn't the fucking channel for you. But, you're more than welcome to watch. All are welcome. Anybody who is into weird war, you are welcome to this table, this channel. It's funny. It just kind of opened my eyes for a second. It was like, there's people who like expect you to like bend the knee for like what they want, and it's like, I've never seen this person before on the channel. And again, I'm not berating them. But it's just like it's strange to like say out of nowhere, hey, don't cuss. I'm like, well, I understand, but if I cuss, I don't purposely cuss. I mean I do, but it's just kind of what you see is what you get here, guys. And so if it's something that is displeasing, is that a word? Displeasing? Then this may not be the channel for you, but you are welcome to be here. The Weird World War II delves into a lot of different kind of hobbies and lots of different kind of circles of people different lifestyles and whatnot. So, I'm proud to have that. I'm politically, I'm pretty libertine. I run libertarian to my idea. I'm a big peace guy and freedom guy, as much as possible. But you know, but I believe in strength and force when needed. I'm not a big like enforcing your will upon others, you know, or others forcing their will upon me. So, but freedom is not an easy thing, guys. Not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of responsibility and a lot of you know, devotion to, stay free and live with people, that you vehemently disagree with in a peaceful manner, but this idea of what is it, coexisting, with those you mutual coexistence, mutual coexist, mutual coexisting. That's a hard thing because people get passionate of their loves and their displeasures and their, and but you got to know that you're not always going to mesh with people, and we should try to try to live in peace. We should try to strive for understanding. And we don't have to necessarily agree with somebody we disagree with, but they have the right to feel that way without any kind of oppression or fear of being harmed or whatever. What's up, Shadow? Oh yeah, check it out. So Shadow, thank you for plugging me on your channel. I appreciate it, brother. I haven't been doing 10 years on the YouTube. I've only been on YouTube for I think 3, but my blog, I'm over 10 years. So the Weird World War II brand has been shit. It's been going on. I've probably been playing Weird World War II for almost 20 years, to be honest with you, in one fashion or another, either role playing to an extent or miniature gaming. So but when I think it was 2000 is when I got into like playing Weird World War II on the tabletop with minis and whatnot. I think it was about 2000. So that's almost 20. That's like 23 years, almost 24 years. So that's cool. Justin, my favorite shit stir. What's up, brother? Justin is a great guy. Don't get on his shit list, though. Great guy from Canada. Great, intelligent dude. Wordsmith. Well spoken. Very passionate guy. I dig hanging out with him. I dig hearing his craziness. I tell you, man, it'd be nice. I mean, what I really want is I just want people to play some Weird World War II or read it or just get into it and realize that you don't have to get into the political realm with World War II. You can make it a fantasy thing, shit. You don't have to play fucking, you don't have to play historical. You can just play with badass, cool fucking Tiger tanks and Pershings and cool aircraft, Mustangs and Spitfires and Zeros and shit, and just, play it however you want. It's a fucking game. And I think a lot of times we're forced into this, I don't know, it has to be whatever the fuck, whatever. That's why it's weird. I don't have to put up with any of this bullshit. What? You played a Weird World War II game last month? I didn't know about it? What the fuck? What'd you play? I'm crushed, Shadow, that I didn't know about it. I'm down. When you come down to Texas, and don't live up by Denton, dude, that's a shithole. I mean, you do have the college there. Denton's a big college town. But, I mean, it's kind of out there. You need to come down with here, man. You're right in between Waco and Austin. You're 3 hours from Houston. You're 2 hours from San Antonio. You're an hour from Austin. You're 30 minutes to Waco. You're 2 hours, or you're an hour to Fort Worth. You're you're 2 hours to Dallas. Shit, man, we're right in the middle. That's what you want. And plus, I want you hanging out, man. I want you to hang out with it. I want to hang out with you every day. We'll take over the world. Get Omen into wargaming. We'll try to convert Omen into the miniatures. Tell him to shut up and start painting. Let's see. You were invited. I was. Oh, okay. You were. I just wanted to be close to Reaper. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. You know, Reaper's a great place. You know, it's a great manufacturer. But I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they might be in their decline, to tell you the truth. I haven't, you know, they used to be really active and vocal on a lot of the, like, you know, in the community. And don't get me wrong, you know, the ReaperCon is great. You know, they have like those workshops to tell you how to, you know, sculpt and how to paint and all that shit. And, you know, they make a great product. You know, they take on, you know, they hire freelancers. They're a great company. Don't get me wrong, but I don't ever see Reaper at the cons. You know, I'm not seeing them in the shops that are around. It makes me sad because Reaper was a mainstay for me too, dude. That Reaper was like, that was minis. That was fantasy minis, man. Yeah, when the CEO, I guess when the CEO died, that was a real shock. It was. I don't think it was. You know, I think it was. I don't think, you know, they knew that he was bad off, or it was a shock to everybody. So I think that might have, you know, sent. And I don't know who's running it now, to be honest with you. I want to say there were a couple owners. I can't remember, but it, like, again, I don't. I haven't interacted with the Reaper a whole lot. But they're a great Texas brand, dude. We got lots of cool. We got Reaper. We got what Steve Jackson's down here, isn't he? Then we got the Black Site. They're popular kind of now. That Don't Look Back, I think, is kind of like a survival horror game or something. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Reaper's fantastic. They really are. I know one of my buddies that sculpted my some of my zombies for my company. I think he's done a couple minis for Reaper. Amundsen, Brett Amundsen, I believe is his name. I haven't talked to Brett forever, dude. He's a great guy. He's literally a Boy Scout. He's like a troop leader, and, you know, old, like, he's like the highest. I don't know. But he's pretty cool. He's a cool dude. Yeah, the chronoscope is great. It's just like, you know, it's like it's those minis that don't fit in any other line, and it's just a line upon itself. Just it's the perfect line to just, like, you know, if you know, you hire somebody, go, yeah, just make something. Or if someone's made a bunch of minis, but, you know, again, they don't fit within any said line already. There you go. You got a line to stick them in. Oh, Bronze Age is great, dude. They had a sale. I think they had a sale last year. And my buddy Mishi that lives in Germany, he's a big, like, Viking guy, right? And I, like, bought, like, all the Dark Ages, like, Vikings. And but yeah, their John Carter line is, I think they have a John Carter line, don't they? That's some great shit. Yeah, and they're all metal too. They're metal. Man, if I could print in metal, dude, that'd be, I mean, like, there are metal, like, you know, printers, but, you know, it's like you can't have it at your house because it's toxic as hell. And it's, you know, it's $1 bazillion. And I guess if you had like a, you know, like a barn or some shit. You can put a metal printer in there. My friend, my best pal Jason, he's like a leathersmith and a gunsmith and fucking badass all around. But anyway, he's got like some laser printers, like they like burn like lasers, and he like burns design. You should check him out, Shadow. If you he does a lot of Western holsters and stuff, Western holsters and backpacks and like like shotgun, shoulder holsters and shit like that. You should check him out. It's called Road Agent Leather. Check him out, Jason. His name is Jason. He's fucking awesome, and he's a badass modeler too. He's the guy that does those wooden ships I was telling you about. Yeah, it's fantastic. He's amazing. Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, the recasts. I mean, that's just basically sticking the model into a mold, and just making a rubber mold of the metal mini. If someone's gonna steal something, they're gonna steal it. I mean, it's just really nothing you can do about it. I think most people don't. Like I mean, ultimately, if you want to recast shit, that's cool, but don't like make a living from stealing other people's shit. That's not necessarily cool. I mean, if you're like, because I mean, I'll be honest with you. When we were in college, we I had a buddy that was he was in school for art, fucking art guy, and we would like cast we make plaster casts of all the like 40K shit, and we'd have we'd have like plaster Land Raiders and Reaver Titans and plaster. They look great. He was good at it. So like it looked great, but it's plaster. So, they're not very durable, and they painted well though. I had a bunch of termites. You remember those like underground digging thing, like the APCs that would like pop up like behind enemy lines and disgorge like all the Imperial Guard or whatever squats or whatever they were. I had a bunch of termites, and I had the Tyrannid stuff that Epicast used to make, and Armor Cast and Forge World used to make back in the day. I still have I still have some of that cool Tyrannid stuff, like the Exocrine and those. I use those. I have an alien race for my Weird World War II called the Morrow, and they're kind of like bio construct kind of shit. And I use those as their tanks and APCs and shit. Yeah, metal. Yeah, I sent Bo a metal, one of the original metal Gene Stealer hybrids. Those were awesome. Those, the two one that kind of hunched down. One had like an auto cannon and some claws, and the other guy had like an auto pistol or something. Those were cool, man. I dug those. I always wanted to do a cult, like a big cult army, because I always thought that's one thing. I don't know what the story is for. I mean, I know they have Gene Stealer cult army or armies, but I don't know if they stuck with the whole. Well, like whatever happened to the Gene Stealer's kiss, dude? I mean, infecting people like with their tongue. Whatever happened to that? I mean, why isn't that inserted in the gaming in some way? Like if you lose in close combat, like you roll a dice and a certain percentage, that unit becomes Gene Stealer, and controlled or some shit. Because I remember that there's that one crazy picture from one of the Space Hulk articles in Red Dwarf. It's like a Marine, the Marines never wore fucking helmets on their Terminator, and that the Gene Stealer was like right up in his face, and that tongue went right into his mouth. I'm like, damn, big wet kiss. Oh, I have an old Carnifex too. Yeah. I love that one. The big side, like 4 arms. I have Tyrannid Attack. And I have I upgraded all that to the metals, right? So I had like when the new metals scouts came out at the end of second edition, I replaced those with those scouts, and I replaced like I have a Carnifex. Because there's some rules in Red Dwarf or White Dwarf of where you can use Carnifexes and Dreadnoughts in your Tyranid attack game. That's such a fun game. That's if I'm into like if I want to get a 40k fix, I'll just play Tyranid attack. It's a lot of fun. I know, dude. It's like bleep. Like have a nice wet Tyranid kiss. Yeah, I was a huge Rogue Trader fan, man, and we got into second edition because Rogue Trader was really that kind of skirmish level and kind of role playing level, and then all of a sudden it was like full blown like fucking combat, and that was awesome, right? And then it was like third edition came out, and it was such a drastic change that I'm just sitting there. I'm like, is this what they're gonna do? Like, they're just gonna change the shit every fucking so often? I mean, because during second edition, you started to feel that corporate feel, right? Although it was cool, right? It was cool, but it wasn't like you lost all the third party, like the D&D stuff, or like the whatever in White Dwarf. It all became just like a catalog, fluffer of their game system, which is fine. That's fine. But it just started to lose the gamer vibe, and it really went down that corporate vibe. And I was not about to like shit. I was not about to get rid of like my Book of Astronomicon and my the Slaves to the Darkness and all the chaos and the Slaves to the Darkness and what's the other one? The Chaos books. I had all the Orc books. I got rid of all those because I was like pissed and like sold almost all my shit because I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to play this crap. And but I got all that shit on PDF, so I still have access to it. I wish I still had my Rogue Trader book, my original. All the pages are falling out of it. Shit. But yeah, good time. So many fun. One of my favorite things about the Rogue Trader book was in the back the mission generator. It was like 100 different like examples or ideas to play, like planetary governor's daughter's kidnapped by rogue agents, go save her, shit like that. And it's just like, yeah, that's awesome. And we just went nuts. We just went wild. Our imaginations just went nuts and had a fantastic time. But then you had your army lists and everything started to become tournament-ish. And although I did play some tournaments back in the day, I won one. That was cool. I usually finished in the middle, but I won one year, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Progress, right? It always rears its ugly head, its ugly stinking head when it's not wanted. Yeah, I left. I haven't played. The only GW game I played after second was a Tyranid Attack, but that came out during second edition. Might have came out. No, it's second edition. Because it's basically a reskin of Advanced Space Crusade, but it's a lot different. It's not as it's a lot more beer and pretzels. It's fucking hard as hell if you're playing the Marines. Holy shit. It's like just like any of those like Space Hulk kind of games. If you're playing Marines, man, you're more likely going to get wasted. Oh yeah, your Harlequins. Yeah, those are sweet. The Death Dealers, their shirking cannons. Those guys are cool. I was really big into the Rogue Trader era, like just like the Eldar Guardians, like just the soldiers. Remember the metal one with like the cool looking like laser cannon? It had like pistol grip, and then there was like I think there was a laser cannon, and there's like a missile launcher. They just look fucking cool. Oh yeah, Advanced Hero Quest. Oh yeah, man. You know, I never got into the fantasy. I just I don't know why I never played. You know, I like fantasy stuff. I don't know why I never played fantasy. I had friends that were into it. I had friends that was an Empire guy. I had a buddy that was a dwarf guy. I had a friend that was a Chaos Dwarf guy. I mean, there was a whole army of Chaos Dwarfs, the minis that you could get. Shit, there was enough of them. You could make a whole army of that shit. Yeah, the Eldar were cool. Remember the Farseer, the one like the unique one. He was kind of like this and had this big, weird, kind of bulbous helmet. He was just like regal. He was just like, take that. I just sucked out your brain with the flip of my finger. Yeah, I had a small like Eldar like force. You know, I I've always played like my armies. I've always played like I'll make a platoon. You know what I think a platoon is, right? And I made like a platoon of Eldar, you know, and so you know 4 squads, and you know there were transports and all that shit. Yeah, it's a great. It was a lot of fun. The you know back in the day when they oh shit when they got the Falcon and the Wave Serpent, like when they actually made plastics for that, holy shit! I was like, oh so because the only like Eldar tanks you could get was like from Epicast. I think it was Epicast, and they you know they look like the old Epic ones. They kind of like look like a look like a wedge you use on a tree. Those are great. But those Falcons, man. I want to say Jess Goodwin. I think Jess Goodwin designed those. Either that or the Perrys designed those. Man, those look just fucking awesome. Although they have freaking cockpits. Now, who puts a cockpit on a tank? What's wrong with you? It's just like, ah, forget about the whole protection of your crew. Nope. We got this badass tank, but it's got a that was the duality of the Eldar. It seems in the design. I remember like you remember the War Walkers, right? It was just a pilot just sitting out in the open. I mean, it had a power field on it, but you know, shit. All you got to do is close combat that bitch. I always had like a, I always had a medic with a jetpack, always in every one of my armies, and I always gave him like a power fist, and I always give him a power fist, a virus grenade. He was an expensive character, but yeah, that thing would just he would just jump pack over behind one of those things and just kill the fucking driver. You got this giant, you know, tank, walking tank, you know, and fucking driver's not protected. You're dead. Yeah, the Tempest was a beast. Oh yeah, the Wraith Guard. Man, the Wraith Guard, those Wraith Guard models look those. Can you guys hear me? Am I on? Oh, I'm on this one. Yeah. Those Wraith Guard models were awesome, dude. They look sweet. And the original like Eldar Titans were freaking cool as hell too. Those things were awesome. Though like I had the Phantom by what was that? I think that was an armor cast. The big Eldar fan. I think it was called the Phantom, the big Eldar Titan. And I had 2 of the Revenants. I think those are the smaller scout ones. I think that's what they were called. Yeah, those are sweet. Man, I cannot believe it's almost hard to believe that I had all that shit. So crazy because it's just so absent. It's been so long. They've been out of my, you know, they've been out of my life for so long. It's just like, dude, I used to do that every fucking weekend. We would just hunker down. If we weren't too shit faced, we'd come over to like a buddy's house. That's just down the street from the bar. We just walk and we just fucking game the rest of the night. He was a big Imperial Guard guy. He was like the Valhalla guys, the like snow guys, the Soviet looking things. He had a crazy way of painting shit. He wouldn't paint all around the model. He would only paint the front of it and the back of it. That's it. The side was just like the base color. And it was just like, because like, you would look at it, it looked great, but then you look to the side and it's just, there's no detail on the side. It's so weird, but he could paint shit quick doing it that way. It was just so strange, like, him doing that. HS, what's up, buddy? Dude, it's true. Vortex. Oh man, you got if you're taking a vortex grenade, you better have a jetpack to deploy it. Shit. Or back in the day, the flight packs. Shit, man. I remember we used to have those. Remember the grav, was it the grav sleds or the grav skates or whatever? They're basically like skateboards. Kind of like the Back to the Future fucking skateboard. Those are cool. And they had the grav shoots. I liked it back in the day. It was like all the vehicles, like all the the Marine vehicle. I don't know if the Imperial Guard did, but I remember all the Imperial vehicles had like power fucking fields. Like, yeah, they all had power fields. So it's like, and it would like, you'd have to have that power field synchronizer. So like when it shot, it would like, turn off the power field for a second and then shoot your weapon and then it'd come back on. And they had like ejection seats and shit for dreadnoughts and stuff. I'm like, hell yeah. Dreadnought ejects. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, the disc riders. Yeah, those are sweet. The Zinch ones. Yeah, those are cool. Were they Zinch or Slanesh? I think that was Zinch. The Holtzman field. Is that what they called it? Yeah, but that was cool. I remember I really enjoyed, remember that Target, so between Rogue Trader and second edition, they had like a bunch of, like kind of upgrades to the game in White Dwarf. And remember they had that targeting matrix that came out in the vehicle manual? I love that targeting matrix. That was so cool. You have that clear, acetate and you put it on like the vehicles. In fact, my Weird War II game, that's how you play. I mean, you don't use like the acetate, but they have like you roll random on the location and see what happens. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Those are cool. Targeting matrices. But I guess they became problematic when you have vehicles that don't have the matrix. But you could easily make that shit. Just draw it out or take a picture and just put something over it. Zinch, yeah. I've heard of Combat 3000. I've never played that. No. I want to say that when the Trove was still around and alive, I think that was on the Trove. I think I might have downloaded that actually once, but shit, I had a computer loss a couple years ago, and I had every like Pathfinder first edition book in PDF, man, every single one. And when my computer blew up, lost all that shit. It sucked. And then everything else, I've been able to get a lot of it back though from various sites and whatever. But man, the trove was that. It was a treasure trove in every word, in every sense of the word, man. I miss that. But I know that there's the Oculus or the Eye or whatever still around, but it's nothing like the trove was. That place was that site was just incredible. And it's like, man, it's just like an archive, right? Because no one's producing any of that shit. Most of the shit that's on there, no one's producing that anymore. So for them to have a hissy about, its use, I don't know. I think if you're not using something that, I mean, it's not like they're making money off of it. It was just like an archive for people to, use for their gaming. But I don't know. I like again, I can get pretty libertine when it comes to IP. I mean, if you're not like purposely like producing product of somebody else's and selling it, like having a company or some shit. I mean, if they're their own, their own needs, I don't know. I wouldn't give a shit. In fact, it would probably plug. People would see it more. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, dude, Battleground had the best missions, dude. I got them all. I got all. I even got that. Let me get that one. That Weird War. Though I don't know if you ever seen this one. The Weird World War II one, like Frozen Hell or something. Let me get it real quick. Check it out. Arctic Thunder. So this is basically, it's a weird World War II battleground where a bunch of Soviets, early war Soviets, run into some ice trolls. Just check it out. It uses the old like GW trolls. But it's cool. Like these trolls can like bash vehicles and shit. Great artwork, Charles or James Bland was doing all the artwork. He was a cool dude. Too bad, I don't know what happened to Victory Force. It just fucking vanished one day. But like they have like tons of like great like I love I mean, it was detailed. These are like the results that these trolls could like, do against the vehicles. They can bite, they can stomp. But yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, this was a cool. I think there's one. Let's see. There's just one big mission. But yeah, it's great. I think my favorite battleground supplement or campaign thing was Piper at the Gates. Holy shit! We played the Battle of the Bulge. Piper's spearhead. We must have played that half a dozen times, dude, and it was different every time. And you would scout your TO&E at the beginning of the fucking campaign, and like as your shit died, it was done. It was gone. You couldn't, if it died in the campaign, you ain't getting any of it back. And if you're playing the Germans, man, it's like you got to push, and you got to use like real tactics to suppress the Americans, because more and more Americans start showing up, and man, it was so fun. Yeah, dude. Let me see what I can do with this, man. Maybe I can take some pictures of it and make a PDF or something. Would you want that? Would you want to check that out? Or even Xerox copy the shit and just send it to you. It's a lot of fun, dude. And what's cool is like, so I have a modified version of the I was Islands of Glory, their Japanese one. That I love that close combat. I know a lot of people say, oh, it slows shit down, but it's like, it's not this bullshit where like you roll dice and it's in highest wins kind of bullshit. It's like every guy fights it out. And it's like you have to choose. Do you want to do a strike attack? Do you want to do a shooting attack? Do you want to dodge? Do you want to do a blunt or all that shit? I love that shit. It makes close combat real, and it's just bloody. It's great. Yeah, the Piper. I think Piper at the Gates or something like that. And that one's awesome. I love that one. That was great. Yeah, dude. Let me give me a week and give me a week and let me I'll try to get to I don't have a printer, right? Or a scanner, so I have to go up to like the Office Depot, or actually go to the library. It's like 10 cents a copy or some shit. So I'll just go up to the library. It might not look pretty, but I mean it's all black and white anyway, so it's not like you're missing out on any kind of color shit. But yeah, I'll just just shoot me a, private. You can private message me at brian@weirdwwii.com, and just that's my email. So you can just shoot me a message and like your address, and I'll just send it to you. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah. Newlywed, that's it, babe. I am a newlywed dude. Not that, we've been living in sin for 5 some years, so she's worth it. But it's crazy because I promise, like every other guy that's been married and whatnot, I'll never get married again. Fuck that. But man, it's all good. It is all good. She is worth it. Totally. Totally. Oh no, you worried, HS? I did. The glow, huh? That might have been just from earlier. Ooh. But also another thing, her folks are getting older. They're in their 70s. And I love them. I mean, I love them to death. And they, they love me, and they're like, both of my parents are gone. And I consider them my family, and they consider me as the same. And I think it'd be, we wanted to like get married so they could, be here for it before, whatever happens. Yeah, it's a bummer that, my folks are gone. My folks would have loved Mel. She's a fucking firecracker, dude. I'm telling you. She is a firecracker. I need a woman like that, because if not, I get in trouble. Get trouble. Trouble. Oh man, oh yeah, the tummy rubs, the cuddles, the cuddles. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Man, I mean, you up in Alaska, the guy to woman ratio is like awful. So, ladies, all you ladies that watch my show, if you're looking for a fella, head on up to the great white wastes of Alaska. Keep them warm. If you're looking for cuddles to keep somebody warm for months and months, Alaska is the place to be. I hear this guy HS is pretty cool too. So I've seen like some, I've been on some apps and whatnot, and there's a lot. I mean, I see a lot of ladies up in Alaska. And baby, they're burly enough to like keep your ass warm. That's for sure. I love women of all sizes, man. I really do. I don't really have a preferred size or color or whatever. I enjoy I enjoy most women. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh, HS, I got a question for you, man. If you're still there. So last night, I don't know if you're a movie guy, but last night I was trying to think of a movie for. So Shadow's a big Weird West guy, right? Uh, and it's a sci-fi. And Justin, you might know this one too if you're still around. Okay, yeah. If let me know if you guys can hear me and stuff. Um, Okay, so it's a movie. It's either New Image or Full Moon. The Charles Band, and it's like an old west sci-fi. It's like it's on another planet, and it's like a old west. Like literally, it's like they're wearing cowboy boots and cowboy hats and shit, but it's like sci-fi. They got aliens and all that shit. Oh yeah, could not fucking find it. It's like Return to. Can't remember what it was called. Maybe you guys might know what that was because I think Shadow get a kick out of it. It's cheesy. It's got a bunch of character actors in it, so it's kind of fun. He might get some ideas on how to do it. Sweet 5x5. I'm gonna find that. I meant to do that today, but me and Mel ended up going out and doing some stuff, and I didn't get a chance to. In fact, honestly, I just fucking forgot. Not that I don't love you, brother. I just forgot. I'm old, man. My brain isn't. Those synapses aren't kicking like they used to. Let's see. Oh man, I know so the girl that was in Return of the Living Dead 3, the real hot chick, she was also like in Rome. I think she was in Mortal Kombat, the original. I can't remember her damn name. She's in it. Angus Grimm's in it, the guy from like the Phantasm. Um, George Takei is in it. He's like the doctor of the town. I cannot remember who the main guy was. I know Michael Ironside is the bad guy. He's like he's like a alien cyborg kind of thing or some shit. Oh, another great sci-fi movie with Ironside in it is Roller Kid or Turbo Kid or Turbo Boy or some shit like that. Man, that's a good one. I really like that one. I love fucking Ironside. He is an exceptional man and a great representation of Canada. I love that dude. It's man, it's old west. I mean, it is like the old west, exactly. But it's just on another planet, and they have like laser guns and I cannot remember what it's Return to something. I want to say that's what it is. Return to. I need to look that up. I'm gonna do that tonight after all this shit. But I want to say Ironside's in it as the bad guy. Have you seen Turbo Boy or Turbo Kid? Year, probably late 80s, maybe early 90s. I want to say late 80s, but not. It wasn't any. I don't think it was any further than maybe early 90s. But it's a good one. So Shadow, would you go? So Shadow, would you go to Westworld? Like go and like do all that shit. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine going to a planet and like the TV series? So Westworld, the TV series. I don't know if you've seen it, man. It starts off awesome, right? It like the first few issue or first episodes I thought were really really good. But man, just like every fucking other series that they make now, it just turned to shit really quick. Just I started to watch that Monarch, which is basically kind of like some organization trying to kill all the kaiju or whatever in the world. I could not get past the first fucking episode. It was just, oh my god, it was just dumb. These characters I could give a shit about. I don't even care. Just like, what is this? Is it? I mean, it's obviously for like teenagers. I think it's for teenagers. I mean, and what's cool? It's got Kurt Russell in it, and it's got Chris Russell's kid. I like that kid. I like the Goon movies. He was in the second Goon movie. He was like the bad guy. The the asshole guy. Those are a lot of fun. The Goon movies. If you haven't seen that, it's a hockey movie. I showed Mel Slapshot not too long ago. And she's like, what the hell is this? I'm just like, don't try to understand it. Just soak that shit up. And from then I watched all the slap shots. There's like 4 of them or something. Like the Hanson brothers are in all of them or something. It's just, I fucking love that shit. It's great. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, so like westerns. Let's like, did you ever watch Deadwood? Holy shit. Deadwood was amazing. I mean, I think that is the best. I mean, it's realistic. It's gritty and it can be brutal and it's real. Swearingen. But yeah, that is, oh man, that is a fantastic series. If you haven't seen that. And like it kind of ended before they finished it up, but they did like a TV, like a movie to kind of get it all, you know, kind of give it a ending. Oh, dude, it's great. If you haven't seen that, man, you gotta check out Deadwood. Woo, that's a great one. Me and Mel just watched Lonesome Dove, the prequel. Prequel is great. Prequel they did like I love fucking Oliphant. I love that dude. He's a great actor. And the guy that with Zahn, I didn't think he was going to be good. He was good in that, dude. He did really good, man. But yeah, I'm a big fan of my parents were big cowboy, Western fans, and I used to watch Westerns all the time. When I moved out, I worked a late shift. I got off like at 1 or midnight, and I would drive by my parents' house, and my mom, she stayed up late all the time, and I would sneak over there, and I'd end up watching like a musical or a Western with her every night that I was, working, or if I was tired. But yeah, that was good stuff. I miss my folks, man. If you guys have your folks, if they're still living, man, love on those folks. Woo, man, because when they're gone, it's a bummer. If you have a good relationship, I know some people don't have, healthy relationships with their families, but if you do, man, just love on them as much as you can, because they will go, and it sucks. I miss just hanging with my mom. She was awesome. I'm a mama's boy. I'm a mama's boy. The biggest thing is like, so when my daughter was born, so I got a crazy story for you guys. Oh, you're almost done with it. That's awesome. Yes, Oblivion. That's it. I think that's it. Oblivion. I think you're right. I think you got it, dude. Yeah. So, is it like? I think it is. I think it's Oblivion and then Return to Oblivion. I think there's 2 of them. That's it, Shadow. It's called Oblivion. I bet you get fine. Let me see if I can. Let me jump on YouTube real quick and see if they might have it on here, because it's like, it's like a low budget whatever, but it's a good one, dude. Oblivion. Let's see, sci-fi western. Yep, Oblivion. That's it, dude. Good job, guys. See, our combined intellect. So there's Oblivion 2, Backlash, and Oblivion. I don't see the full movies. I'll shoot. Here's a trailer of the original. I'll let you check it out. I'll put it in the description so you guys can check it out. Yeah, it's great, dude. So here's the original trailer. At least give you something to look at and see if it's worth your time. And then let me find the Oblivion 2. I think, yeah, trailer. Yeah, it's Full Moon. I thought it was Full Moon was great until they turned this like softcore porn, fucking Killer Bong kind of bullshit, just dumb. But like their early years were great, and then when they were new, I think it was New Line but like Robot Jocks and fucking some great like vampire movies, like subspecies. I think. Oh my god, my ex, like all girls, they're just wet for fucking vampires. She was like, "Oh, you gotta watch Subspecies. It's amazing." I'm like, "It's not fucking vampires," and I want to kill vampires. I don't want to fuck them. And then it's like Castle Freak. Oh, you gotta watch Castle Freak. It's amazing. Like, yeah, it was gross. It was good though. But they did remade Castle Freak, and that one was pretty good. But Robot Jocks and Arena. Oh shit! If you guys haven't seen Arena, it's like it's like a it's like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's like they're living on a space station and there's a big arena and they like it's like a gladiator thing. But like because humans are so weak compared to the other aliens, the aliens have dominated. The various aliens have dominated the arena, and this one guy is able to give it to the aliens. Badass. But yeah, dude. Arena's awesome. If you guys haven't seen that, check that one out. That's a lot of fun. And there was another one. Thinking of like, there was that one with Rutger Howard. Was it like something Dawn, where it's like had Rutger Howard, Ray Dong Chong. I think it was Ray Dong Chong. It had that the guy the guy that killed himself in Full Metal Jacket. He plays the Kingpin, the Nofrio or something like that. That was awesome too. Oh yeah, dude. Ironside has been in a bazillion, quadrillion, bazillion things, dude. He's great. He is a treasure to the Canadian folks. I love that guy. He is ancient, man. I watched some World War II movie or post World War II movie with him in it. He is like old, 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 like ancient old. He's still in there. He's the whole time he was sitting down. The whole like the whole saying where you phone in your performance, and he's like literally like on the telephone. Blood Heroes, is that what it is? Yeah, that's great. That was such a surprising like good film. I mean, it's not like Oscar worthy, but man, it's a great like popcorn flick where you can just. That was a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed that. I think it came out. I think it came out around the same time as Solar Babies. For some reason, whenever I think of Blood Dawn, I think of Solar Babies too, because I think I might have seen them both. Like I either rented them both or I saw them on cable at the same time or some shit. Solar Babies, Jesus. Crazy. And there's that Steel Dawn with Patrick Swayze. That was not good at all. Kind of like a post-apocalyptic remake of like Pale Rider kind of thing. Stranger comes out of the wastes, helps the widowed woman and her child in the tribe. That's great. No, I want to say I can't remember what that dude, guys. I watched so much shit. I can barely remember what the hell I watched the same day I watched it. Seriously, my memory is for shit. It's the one. It's like a post-apocalyptic like sports movie. It's almost like a. I want to say it's almost like a lacrosse or some shit. Something like that. I don't know. Not that I've ever really watched lacrosse. I know it exists. That's about it. And all the fancy schools play it. All the fancy Ivy Leagues. We actually had a lacrosse team at the college I went to. We didn't have a football team though, but we had a fucking lacrosse team. Just dumb. Ashes, a book, like a post-apocalyptic. Fucking Shadow's like read everything, dude, and Justin too. Justin's a huge reader too. Come on, cat, stop that shit. Justin's a big reader too. I mean, I just like you said the other day, Shadow, that like you sit down to read and like 2 pages in, you're asleep. That was me about like 10 years ago, dude. And it's just like I can't remember. I think the last novel I read was like I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's probably the Harold Coyle military techno thriller thing, like the 10,000 or Trial by Fire or some shit like that. Yeah, I just shit. I'm out. Fall asleep. No, it's not Rollerball. Rollerball is great, dude. If you the one with James Caan in it, oh man, that's awesome. That's a really really good one. I think that's a favorite of Shadows too. He talks about that one a lot. Rollerball. So like we're talking about sports. I mean that's Solar Babies. I was talking about that a second ago. It's not Solar Babies. It came out at the same time. I remember Solar Babies. It's just it's so stupid. Ah, so funny. That thing smelt of Canada, Solar Babies, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a Canadian flake, but it had the bacony smell of Canada all over it. Yeah, fucking Solar Babies or Rollerball is great. The remake sucked. I mean, it I guess as an introduction to the concept of it, it's okay, but it's not a good film. But the original is with Khan is great. Do you guys remember oh what was it? Something Knights. It was like it's basically like King Arthur, but they're on motorcycles. Like Steel Knights or something like that. It had oh shit. It had I'm going blank here. Um Savini, Tom Savini's in it, and the main guy is Harris. He's in it. That was a good one. Bo, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. It is definitely Memorex, or it's more like 8-track, I think. The dude from no, I don't think it was the guy. Oh, what was that? What's the we're talking about? I'm thinking about that one. It's like King Arthur, but it's on motorcycles. It was like an '80s movie, and Harris is in it, and Harris is in it, and the guy who was like in the Abyss